Welcome back to Definitely Not Definitive. I'm Ken.
And I'm Bethany.
And we're just a couple destined to be in love that loves reacting to some Destiny.
Yes, we do.
So this is Destiny 2 Season of the Haunted. This is part 1 of that. Yeah. So you can get early ad-free access to our reactions for Destiny, get a month ahead on Patreon. Links in the description of this video. Or you can join our YouTube membership as well. Little join button down below.
Yep.
And because it's Destiny.
We have a drink.
Yes.
Yes. So this is the Awoken Amethyst.
Cheers.
Cheers, bud.
It is the beginning of the end.
The witness.
A dormant herald of the collapse stirs in its lunar tomb. Where once we banished the nightmares, a new terror rouses them from their slumber. Callus, the emperor of the Cabal, betrayed by his own daughter and cast into exile. Now obsessed with a voice calling to him from within the darkness. But we will not cower in fear of nightmares. We will do as Guardians have always done.
We will rise.
We
will fight.
will rise to meet the enemy and confront
Kick him
our
in the
darkest
nuts.
fears with open eyes.
Maris talks talk, she walks the walk.
Yeah, she does.
The Vanguard reconnaissance up Midas is go. Guardian, the exiled Emperor Callus has anchored his ship off the moon. Keitel's fleet is holding a perimeter. Eris Morn, our subject expert and lunar field agent, will oversee your mission.
Shortly after the Leviathan's arrival, it emitted a disruptive frequency.
We assumed the broadcast was comms interference.
But then the pyramid responded. I believe a connection has been made. Your task is to confirm that notion and assess the danger.
Nice. You're badass.
It's a good entrance.
Mm-hmm.
The House of Callus falls to rot, and his loyalists have abandoned their posts. Ikora has spoken of these fungal growths before, in reference to the derelict Cabal cruiser, Glycon Volatus. This does not bode well. This is not the way. Do you see the phantoms? Strange that they have left the moon. They were generated by the lunar pyramid, dredged trauma like scorch marks lifted from a ruin. Is the entire vessel infested? More phantoms, congregating around something. On the moon, phantoms and nightmares alike were attracted to remnants of light, refracting them into weaponized projections of fear and doubt. Vines fuse to spine and skull, stimulating brain activity. An experiential perpetuity, endlessly feeding the egregore.
Eris, do you see her?
Zavala,
Don't let her go.
What?
Lightbearer, I have seen your kind before. You seek oblivion.
this could be a trap.
It's not. Pursue this lead.
All the same, proceed with caution.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Zavala, you're a little bit too eager, dude. Okay. Great place.
She's gone.
Nightmares exploit a target's vulnerabilities. They do not make contact at random. But I do not believe this is the Guardian's nightmare.
It's Zavala's nightmare?
Stow your weapons! That Cabal radiates foul energy. Keep from sight. Destroy the Arc conduit. You've been seen! Move!
Come and see.
Egregore spores open one's consciousness to darkness, allowing passage through fungal barriers. Agitate the pod and coat yourself, but take care. We do not know what else lurks in that shared abstraction.
I guess it's the nightmare of not Zavala, Zafia.
When you see, you will know what must be done.
Who the hell is that, though?
That door leads to Callus's throne. The helm's instruments detect it is radiating pyramid resonance.
She's guiding us to Callus.
See, it's interesting. You read it as Nightmare of Zafia as if it's Zafia's nightmare. I read it as Nightmare of Zafia as if Zafia is the nightmare.
See, that's when I read it at first,
One
but
of Callus's contraptions.
when she said it's not your nightmare, I'm just like, okay, well, maybe it's Zafia's nightmare.
What the hell is happening?
It's time to leave.
Yeah.
A little too late for that.
Something has placed itself between us. I cannot reach you.
Well, great. Again! Not a lot of options. Oh, shit. Operation Run.
I'm calling in your ship. Move!
We're trying. You're trying to move.
Derelict Leviathan.
The lunar pyramid stirs to the Leviathan's call. It manifests our deepest regrets. They wear familiar faces and speak with familiar voices.
Remember your last advisor, Zavala. You trust this one's judgment?
I can bind these nightmares to us, grant us safe passage through the ship.
Hive magic. You would doom us all.
I know what I'm asking you to confront.
Do you?
The rules have bent around us. We must also bend.
Madness. Your witchcraft plays right into my father's hands. Find someone else for your ritual.
Your regrets will follow you, Empress. Let me offer protection.
My armor is protection enough. I will lead the charge. You need only follow.
Your armor can't protect you from the stuff in your mind.
Yeah, exactly.
No matter what happens, do not break the circle. This will anchor our offerings. Now, tithe your weights to the crown.
My heart, from a time long past.
My memory, from one life to the next.
Song of Sothona, your words are mine to command. Bolog, Aya,
No stopping it now.
chords plucked in offered throats find chorus. Echoes once dissonant, exhumed, find harmony in binding flesh. It burdens. It burdens. It burdens. Until the choir relents, accepting.
Holy hell.
Yeah.
We are bound.
Together? Whoa.
Okay.
It is done.
Is that her nightmare behind it?
Bound to the power of this hive artifact and to one another.
Okay.
The crown of sorrow was once forged by Savathun's hand, designed as a psychic prison, binding the mind of its bearer to her will. Now it serves a new witch. You have become a reaper of darkness, dooming slain nightmares to imprisonment within the crown. Callus has begun to forge a bond between the Leviathan and the dormant pyramid buried on the moon. I do not yet know why or how, but with enough imprisoned nightmares, I can use their essence to invoke a ritual to sever those connections Callus is forging. For now, return to the Leviathan and seek out concentrations of these new nightmares. Destroy them and bind them to the crown. As I warned Zavala, nightmares wear familiar faces and speak with familiar voices. They manifest our darkest fears. You will assist Crow when it comes time to perform the first severance ritual. We both know what form his nightmare will take. It will do everything in its power to stop you. Be wary.
These nightmares have been drawn from the moon by the Leviathan's siren song. The trauma that bore them into this world is anchored there, not here. They are lost, perhaps even confused, if such phantoms can experience emotion beyond the snapshot of pain they represent. We may be able to disperse them by resolving their associated traumas.
Did you think it would be that simple?
You have drawn out a powerful nightmare. See that it is destroyed. Nightmares rise, and the harvester stirs to life, yearning for their pain. This scythe burns with the power of your will. Use it to shatter the nightmare's defenses. Magnificent. A powerful nightmare has risen nearby. Find it and destroy it.
All clear.
This is a waste of your time. Go home. Our sister needs us. I know you want to see her.
So I think you're right. Because it's Nightmare of Uldren, so that's Uldren.
There are things
Even though it's
you
Crow's
want to
nightmare.
say to her, so say them.
So who
She
is
will listen.
Zavala
Yeah.
to Zavala? Or Six? Was it? I forget what the nightmare was. The other nightmare's name.
Is feeling right now, with her baby brother alive and refusing to acknowledge her. What a cruel knife to wield.
She's not my sister. I'm not doing this to spite her.
So you admit you're ignoring her on purpose? Is it because you're scared of her? Or because you're scared of who you are when you're around her?
No.
Oh. Or maybe you're just afraid you like it.
Shut up.
It's not really Uldren. Stay strong, Crow.
Fight, Guardian. No one
Saladin!
for you.
Welcome to the Underbelly, Guardians. Your mission is simple, but nonetheless treacherous. Deal our first cut in severing Callus's connection to the pyramid. You both have a route to the severance site, and ritual amplifiers to place. Crow, as above on the Leviathan, so too nightmares will manifest below. Yours takes the shape of Uldren Sov. Endure him. Each amplifier grounds our severance in the Leviathan's connection to the darkness.
Loyalist welcoming party ahead. Maybe I can find a way around.
This is what the Traveler made you for. We're killers. Don't shy away from it.
Looked like the door was
I
talking.
don't kill unless I have to.
Nope.
You only murder the deserving, like Keitel's scion.
That was a mistake. It was a mistake.
Lucky Saladin owned it for us, just like Mara always used to.
Just shows me. This was Five Nights at Freddy's?
What is that?
Chica.
I see that.
No thanks.
Another trap? I keep you a distance. Our mission takes precedence.
One way to say it.
Wonders with the vanguard that your paltry light could never outshine. Allow me to open you, mind and body, as mine have been opened. Simply turn back and enjoy what is to come.
There is a barrier ahead. This pod's spores will grant you passage.
Sounds like we both hit resistance, Guardian. I doubt they had as much trouble as you. I've seen them work. At least I'm not one and done. You take resurrection for granted. Remember how we begged Mara to save us? To make us awoken as we slipped away from existence? Do you ever stop talking?
Nope. Not until you get rid of that nightmare.
Guardian, that's your second amplifier? Good. Crow mimics a stoic affectation well enough. But I can tell his nightmare is wearing away at him.
As it would anybody.
So, Guardian, the Crow wants to be me, or he's afraid he already is?
Is there a third option?
Languish in your miserable limbo of a life? The scorn will drag you into mine eventually.
Those Elixni deserve to rest in peace. What you did to them, I would never.
We raised them, gave them a second chance. I thought you were all about second chances.
Man.
Nightmares are
Lifted the
now your
lockdown,
worst.
Guardian.
Yep.
Arc
Securities,
energy is being
fears,
diverted through a nearby conduit.
skeletons in your closet.
Where did those scorn come from?
I told you. Our prodigal children returning to their father. Can't you hear them call? Why did you abandon us?
We gotta hurry. Crow's not doing well.
No, he's not.
You're awfully bitter.
Hang on, Crow.
Right, I'm bitter. You had everything, and you set it on fire for her!
You rose out of those ashes. A guardian. Noble. Admired. Even by her.
I'm ready to finish this.
Do it.
Is this why you pushed so hard to remember me, little bird? So you could burn Aldrin at the stake and prove your independence? It's the right thing to do. I have to. How many failed attempts to do the right thing before you realize our fervor always backfires? Mara had you wrapped around her finger. Everything I do is because I want to. Sure.
Keep telling yourself that.
Comes the same, isn't it? You cut out pieces of yourself until there was nothing left of your humanity. You enjoyed it. That's the difference. Please. You'd swallow all those whiny little morals given the right push. You've come so close already. That's why you run. I'm not running. We'll see. Our legacy is calling.
Come on, Crow, you got this.
The Fanatic? Nightmare the Fanatic. Okay.
Losing. I'm losing it. You can
Oh,
endure
shit.
The dreadful blade manifests from the Harvester.
Come on, Crow.
You can help him, but you just don't. Because it's one more step towards me. It's why you won't help our sister either. After everything Mara's done for us.
I don't want her help.
This
Doesn't want to pay the
isn't
price.
a knife fight, Crow. Accept his words. Move through them.
No! No. I'm going to enjoy ripping him out of me.
Try. I'll just burrow back in, over and over until I'm all you have.
Eris, what do I do?
She told you.
Retreat is not weakness. Breathe. We can try again in time.
Sorry I let you down.
Come to tell me it's not my fault? Hey, Guardian. I know this is on me. You don't have to feed me any comforting platitudes. I've been running from the truth for long enough. You know, when I first came to the city, I told these little lies about who I was or where I came from. Nothing hurtful, just a few stories to keep a comfortable distance from the truth. To fill in the blanks. When I got my memories back, I remembered Aldrin did the same thing. He started little rumors, recounted adventures to an audience, planted gossip in Mara's ear just to watch those stories spread. We're exactly the same. Down to the instincts. It's in my blood.
You think it's inevitable, though,
I thought I could do this.
that you're gonna be bad because
I
of
thought I
it.
could prove to Zavala and Keitel and you and everyone else that I was better than him. But
You are.
lies.
Just know that you are him, but you
so
can be a better
far.
version. You can still have, you know,
It appears the
you can overcome those
situation is
weaknesses.
far more complex than I first believed. The Leviathan has become an extension of the lunar pyramid, channeling feelings of shame and regret into reality. The pyramid did so as a security system, driving away those who would tamper with it. But what is happening on the Leviathan? This is purposeful. Malicious. As the nightmares on the Leviathan spread, it could threaten Earth and beyond. Callus' bond with the pyramid endangers all of us. Crow was unprepared to face his own demons when we attempted to sever it. And though I may be able to counsel him through the next confrontation, that will take time. You should return to the Leviathan. Continue harvesting the nightmares and disrupting Callus' plans. We will speak again soon. There is a misconception among the Vanguard that nightmares are like spirits, that they are who they appear to be. This is untrue. They are forged from the darkness and born of your own subconscious fears, desires, and regrets. They have only as much power as you give them. We project our shame on these nightmares and make them real, but they are not inherently evil, no more than the darkness itself is. The nightmares are a weapon, and a weapon can be turned on its creator. I believe I have found a way to do just that. We approached the last ritual of severance the wrong way, attempting to banish the nightmare of Aldrin Sov. But I should have known. Denial is not the way. Return to the Leviathan, Guardian. Harvest the nightmare essence we need to perform the ritual again. And perhaps this time acceptance will succeed where rejection has failed.
We need to talk.
This is not a good time.
It's never a good time. I've been trying to talk to you for weeks and you keep dodging me.
I can't. It's not... Amanda...
How long did you know? How long have you known who you were? We're done. We're done here. I do not have time for this, for you, for anything.
Wait. I was scared. I am scared. People used to kill me for something I didn't... You don't understand.
I cared about you and you lied to me. You wore that mask. You kept secrets from me, pretended to be my friend.
Amanda. I am your friend.
Yeah.
No, you're not. I had a friend and you murdered him.
Oh. That's not fair.
Ouch.
Hey, how's the clan going?
Cool Hawk.
We haven't seen Soraya in a while.
Good. Yes. We have only a brief window of opportunity. The darkness is thick here, coalesced inside this effigy of Emperor Callus. It is tethered to his very mind. I have snared that thread, caught it between my fingers and woven it into a tapestry. One that I can weave you into. Enter Callus's consciousness. Use this opportunity to steal his darkest secrets from him. Now
Sure about this?
Time is of the essence.
Ooh.
What you feel may seem like reality, but it is not the one you know. Your mind now
still dying
stretches
here?
across a vast gulf. Though while this world is born of Callus's thoughts, it is no less dangerous than physical reality. This is not what I anticipated. The imprint of Callus's consciousness is fractured, straining, as if Callus's mind is at war with itself. Not Callus.
Bad dogs.
But an echo of him. This is a recollection of a time since past.
My parents' conquest was so grand because I lived a grand life. One day, my brother, will be just as majestic.
You are experiencing echoes of Callus's personal torment. Glimpses into his past which may provide insight to the future. I must focus to maintain your connection to this mindscape. From here, you must navigate these memories on your own.
Great.
Exile is the mighty goal to great a tower, to kneel down and take my head from my shoulders.
Who is this?
And I won't kill you on my choice. But it is not. Keitel stained my blade. Remember that. You were bred to be a sorrow bearer. I seek a hive commander, but those are not so readily available. So I made you. There was a time I would have gladly laid in death beside you, here in these crypts. But we were both
no shit.
I appreciate how we're jumping while doing so, in case that somehow slows us down.
Collapsing nightmare.
She's more beautiful than any star I've ever beheld. I name her Titan for the brightest star in the sky. May she outshine it always.
And then she betrays you.
Ah, good line.
Yeah.
My daughter, my star, my betrayer. Oh.
Yep. That pretty much sums it up.
Damn.
Cool start to the season. I like this, the vibe of this season so far.
I felt so bad for Crow.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, like, it seemed as though, I can't remember the name of the first nightmare. Sarah something, S-A-R-I.
Like Seraphim, like
yeah,
an angel or something like that.
So that seemed to have some meaning to Zavala with the way that he was kind of abandoning all caution.
Yeah, go after that, yeah.
So I'm curious what the backstory is there, but we kind of have seen how it's impacted Zavala. He loses his thoroughness of mind, of like thinking things through, taking his time, not being reactive, but really like considering all of the moves. All that went out the door. Then we see poor Crow, who obviously has so much baggage with who he is. And to see how that is just used to not only like stab at him, but twist the knife every single time a little bit further, a little bit deeper. And it was very interesting what I think it was Ikora said, or maybe it was Eris, about the nightmares and how what they really do is they feed on your shame.
Yeah, it was Eris, yeah.
There's a public speaker who happens to be a shame researcher named Brene Brown that I've been doing some reading on, and she's got a really cool podcast on leadership. She's done a bunch of books, but where she really started and built her career was as a shame researcher. And she talks about just how unbelievably psychologically damaging shame is to us as people. Like and she talked about it in a variety of ways, from like parenting to modern day cancel culture and like all these different elements. And, says how like while, and I know this is a controversial topic, but while cancel culture, there's some benefit to like, hey, you are not in line with my values, therefore I don't want to give you money. I don't want to support you. Like, that is not a bad thing.
At its best, it's accountability culture.
Exactly. But in sort of like what has come about with the internet, as well as this period in time with cancel culture, the idea of just publicly shaming and eviscerating a person, how like that doesn't actually invite any lesson to be learned, but actually invites them to either go further into their corner and lash out, or start talking to themselves as being so unworthy, so horrible, that they just become self-destructive. But it doesn't actually invite learning the lesson and growing to be a better person. And so I just like, as Crow was being shamed for every bad thing that he did, in a lot of ways as a totally separate person, you just kind of saw how he was getting smaller and smaller under the weight of that guilt and shame.
Yeah. And I don't want to go too much into that. We kind of talked about it before, but yeah, like just not leaving it open for anyone to grow, and like you can't make a mistake at all. And if you've made a mistake in the past or whatever, like, and then if you apologize for it, it's like, oh, it's a fake apology and you can't believe it. And yeah, just like this, like everybody needs to be perfect and have never done anything wrong in their life, like whatsoever. And we do the same thing with companies too. It's just like if a company does one bad thing, like in their past, it's like that company's evil. Like that corporation is evil. And it's like, okay, well, yeah, maybe like the people that were running it were like, had some unscrupulous like tactics or whatever. But like the company is not like its own entity. It's like it's run by people, and like, you know, you can change the people that run that company, and then change its values and its morals and like how it operates. And so, but like we're just so quick to like not forgive, and that goes in also tying into this being like not being able to forgive ourselves.
Yep.
And because I feel like a lot of times, at least for me, I know I'm hardest on myself with everything. And I know it's like this is like the interview. I think I'm hardest on myself, and that's like my biggest flaw. And like I just push myself too much. But yeah, like it's another oh God. In the book, everything is
fucked. Good book.
Yeah, great book. Talk about like just the spiral that you get into, like the shame spiral or whatever. It's just like that, and you get angry over something, and then you get like angry at yourself because you got angry over something that was stupid, and then it just keeps going like down and down and down. If you don't deal with it, if you like, you know, they talk about acceptance here. That's accepting the fact that you are flawed, and that also accepting the fact that you can change, and that you're not defined by any one thing. We talked about this before. You're not defined by any one thing you do, good or bad.
Yep.
And so you need to like, you know, every day, every moment is a new moment in time to prove who you are right now. At this moment, you can prove who you are, and continue. Like that's I thought like just that helps with like meditation, like just living in the moment, not worrying about the past too much, not worrying about the future too much, living in the present, in the moment right now, and trying to deal with who you are right now. And you know, it's not easy to do. It's easy to talk about. It's easy to preach, and it's a lot harder when you're trying to face that yourself. You know, we can tell Crow all we want. Hey, you got to accept it. You are, yes, you know, you have a lot of the traits that Uldren Sov had, and you might make some of the same mistakes that you made in the past, but, you know, just try not to make that mistake again, all right? And the next time, like, it comes up, try to make a different choice. But it's a lot different when you're actually dealing with it yourself.
For sure. I think the other thing, too, that comes with that is you have to get right with yourself first. And like, dealing with something or improving on who you are or how you handle situations can't be for someone else.
True.
Because how they view you, how they respond to you, what they think of you is not actually within your control. If you've ever had a parent who has like shamed you as a form of discipline, you learn this very quickly. Like, you can't change their perspective of you because you can behave well constantly, but all it takes is behaving badly one time, and now all of a sudden you are something to be ashamed of. You are bad. You are to be rejected. But like, once you can get right with yourself and realize, okay, I have my code of character, I have my morals, I'm going to get right with that, and I'm going to strive for that every day, the rest of things will fall into place. Your people will gravitate towards you, opportunities will gravitate towards you, but you have to get right with that first.
Yeah.
And Crow's got to get right with who he is. Bad history and all. Like when Era said, stop trying to reject it, let it in. Like, you have to let it in to move beyond it. If you deny it, it's always out there waiting to be dealt with. Like, we've all made mistakes. We are all flawed. And so you have to deal with those mistakes that you've made and be like, okay, yeah, I really fucked up. I have to learn from it so that I don't do it again, hopefully. And then I have to try each day to not do it again.
I noticed that the player character like didn't offer up anything. And like, I understand not having like the voice there. So like you can have more immersion because like everyone has like a different character, and like it wants to like customize their character and everything. And so it's it helps it be like, makes it feel more like it's you in there, or like, or at least like, you know, you're playing as a character that you want to play as. But at the same time, going through all the stories and everything like that, you're still going through the same stories. Like, you're still having the same shared experiences in the game. So I was wondering like why our character, the player character, whatever, did not offer anything up. At least I can see that. And I'm wondering if there's gonna be a nightmare for that. Like, what would the player's nightmare be? Like, what has been like the most traumatic thing that we've dealt with in there, and I'm like, would it be Cade Six?
I was thinking Cade. I didn't say it, but that's my brain. Most traumatic. As soon as you said most traumatic thing, I'm like Cade Six.
Right.
The loss of Cade.
And kind of blaming ourselves for his death.
So are we gonna get Cade 6?
That's what I'm wondering. That's what I'm wondering. I'm like, are we gonna see the night? It's gonna be the nightmare of Cade 6 for our character.
Oh man.
Yeah, but again, this could be just another one of my crazy theories. Like how we thought Finch was Zavathun's ghost and was playing us the entire time, which I still think would have been pretty cool if it was true.
Could have been. The other thing about this too, in terms of like your nightmares basically getting to have run of your brain, is it makes me think of a movie we've talked about on some live streams that has terrified me since I was a kid, and I saw it way too young to see it. But it's the movie Event Horizon.
Oh, yeah.
Which I tried to
asleep.
get. Yeah.
I fell asleep.
See, I tried to watch it as an adult thinking like, I can do this. I can be brave and I can watch this with my husband right beside me to keep me safe. And he fell asleep about like 10 minutes in. I don't even think he saw like the spaceship. So yeah.
No. We'll try again. We'll try to watch it again.
Sure. Anyway, the premise of the movie is that this spaceship is found in
spoilers
in outer space. And so a crew goes to investigate, and as they're there, essentially their nightmares start kind of toying with them in a variety of ways. And so like this whole idea just made me think of that, and the thought of like, I don't know, like Freddy Krueger and like all those things where it's like your nightmares get to have their way with you, and like how terrible that is, because our minds can come up with the worst possible ideas if we let them. And say the worst possible things to ourselves. Like we can be so mean and unkind to ourselves. So like if that just gets to run free reign in your brain, that is terrifying.
Let us know what you thought about this down below in the comments. And if you want early ad-free access to our reactions, check out Patreon or the YouTube membership, the join button down below. Thanks so much for seeing our reaction for Destiny Season of the Haunted Part 1, but just keep in mind
that our reaction is definitely not definitive.